Okay. Greetings. You know what? Today's session and last night's session was so delicious. I wanted to share with y'all. I hope you. Somebody asked about my family earlier. I said the family's well. Mommy and Sissy went to deliver Avon, and Dad was practicing speech for his kids this morning. He does um, speech work with children all over the country where they get paid if they win contest, and then also once a year they hold contest. Um, Besides the contest, they also do scholarships for people who apply for them up to $1,000. So just an FYI. But back to the subject. I am reading. I'm always reading several books, but I'm in a class and it's called 40 Money Mantras, and we are on day 24. And so I'm going to play you a clip and I'm going to recite with it.
Now, before we go into segment, if you are watching on YouTube, on Facebook, please smash up the likes wherever you're watching this. Put love on it. Put some love on it.
Love on it.
Share it.
Love.
Give it to a friend and say, get in here.
Yes.
Right now.
I want us
shared it
all
on
to be
Clubhouse
free.
this morning. Share it, because the only way you get to keep it is if you give it away. Woo!
Praise God. Yes, Lord. Hallelujah. All right. Sorry about the noise.
This is a mantra, a spell, an incantation, a prayer to make you free and clear. Again,
All generational.
You say it.
Ancestral. Past life timelines. And dimensions of consciousness.
With regard to money, we got to make it specific.
In all directions with regard to money, prosperity, abundance, and infinite wealth are clear, clean, pristine, and calibrated.
You need a calibration. The calibration means the adjustment to the highest frequency.
Okay.
All is energy.
Yes.
Energy is everything, and everything is energy. In energy, we get a calibration to a higher frequency. Frequency. Calibrated. Rapturous love.
The highest levels of rapturous love.
We're talking about ecstatic bliss. We're talking about leaving your unconscious mind so far behind it can't even keep up with your spirit, soaring in high frequencies. Come on. That's what I'm talking about, high frequencies. And freedom. See, you're not free if you are not clear, clean, calibrated, pristine. You're not free. Still trapped by past life vows, consciousness, all ancestral curses, hexes, bad habits, generational patterns, lack limitation running through the bloodline. This is where you clean it up. Clean it up.
It's deep, powerful.
Work with this mantra as long as you have to work with this mantra. You don't even have to go to day 25. Show up to the live stream and you can still be working with 24 all throughout the day. 24 all throughout the day. Until you get the intuitive knowing. Where is it coming from? I don't know. It could be the ancestors. It could be God. It could be whatever you love to call it. That's where it's coming from. It's coming from infinity.
I'm going to repeat it. Day 24, free and clear. All generational, ancestral, past life timelines, and dimensions of consciousness in all directions with regard to money, prosperity, abundance, and infinite wealth are clear, clean, pristine, and calibrated at the highest levels of rapturous love, ecstatic bliss, and freedom. I am thankful to be free and clear. So mote it be. Now I've got all the books in the series. This is the first book. The second book is 40 Money Spells. And then the third one, which she doesn't sell on Amazon anymore, I don't know why, is 40 Money Scriptures. I'm going to read to you, besides the Queen of Sheba, one of my favorite scriptures out of 40 Money Scriptures, since she no longer has the book available. And it's day 3, Numbers 27, 1 through 7. Claim your birthright. The daughters of Zelophehad, son of Hepha, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, belonged to the clans of Manasseh, son of Joseph. The names of the daughter were Mela, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tarzah. They came forward and stood before Moses, Eleazar the priest, the leaders and the whole assembly at the entrance to the tent of meeting, and said, "Our father died in the wilderness. He was not among Korah's followers who banded together against the Lord, but he died for his own sin and left no sons. Why should our father's name disappear from his clan because he had no son? Give us property among our father's relatives." So Moses brought their case before the Lord. And the Lord said to him, "What Zelophehad's daughters are saying is right. You must certainly give them property as an inheritance among their father's relatives, and give their father's inheritance to them." That's the New International Version. Okay. I want to ask you some questions. You love your stuff, because your stuff is amazing. This is a book called How to Unlock Your Birth Code, Decode Yourself. You have a birth code, okay? You have your galactic signature, your fifth force oracle, your birthday song, your birth angels, your birth numbers, your tarot birth cards, your animal totems, your destiny markers, your Chinese zodiac, in addition to what you probably already know, which is your Western astrology. How many of you know your information to be able to decode yourself for what you're supposed to be doing out in the world? And I took some notes this morning, Morton. Yes, I did. I want us all to be free and clear, just like she said, free and clear. Now, Valerie's on every day uh, at 9 a.m. We're going into a different book once we end the 40 days. But she records everything and she leaves it on her. I even have the playlist. Them prayers are fierce. And you should be praying them over yourself. Uh, just like that one she just did in regards to, she did a prayer before she even did day 24 for free and clear of breaking generational curses. since we act like we balling out of control, what is the average wealth of Black versus white household? Relative to Black and Hispanic households, non-Hispanic white and Asian households had higher median household wealth. Non-Hispanic white households had a median household wealth of $187,300 compared with $14,100 for Black households and $31,700 for Hispanic households. That is off the census.gov. CNBC. Black families' net worth has grown more than over racial groups since COVID, but wealth gap still remains wide. Wealth inequalities persisted in 2019, according to the latest survey of income and program participant, abbreviated SIPP, data released in October 2021. From the Lending Tree, Asian household had a median household wealth of $206,400. Pardon me a minute, I'm waiting for things to pull up. There you are. Yay. Unmarried female households, 36,600. Unmarried male counterparts, 50,160. Y'all know a lot of folks done lost their job. We got Google, Twitter, Amazon, Walmart. Those are some pretty big companies. Facebook. Those are some pretty big companies. That is not a security blanket. It's time to make our own security blankets. I'm going to play you a clip real quick that I listen to. I'm always listening to stuff and reading.
Questions, anybody? Yeah.
You grew up kind of poor.
Yeah. Not kind of.
Really? So did I. And you were talking about how you make that mental shift.
How do you get over being in poverty, or in fact you came from poverty?
Yeah, I think I'm trying to be loyal to the fact that I came from poverty. And I know a lot of rich people in there.
Poverty is nothing to be proud of. Poverty is also nothing that you're responsible for because it's something you're born into. You have to recognize that the past was beyond your control, and it's also completely irrelevant. Get rid of the past. It doesn't matter what happened before. The only thing that matters is where are you going now? And if you'll stay focused on your future and ignore the past, you'll find it easier.
I think what she has is a belief system that says, I cannot really accept the abundance that's offered to me or that's available to me because I believe I have to remain loyal to my past and my poverty. Is that what you're saying?
People that I knew that had a lot of money were not particularly, well, that was their identity. And I didn't want to build an identity around money.
Well, let me just tell you, you don't have to.
Okay.
You can, the whole idea of, I think, having wealth is not letting wealth use you, but you use it. And being a person who has come from an outhouse and very poor circumstances, I can assure you that the more money you get, it really doesn't change you unless you're the kind of person who is defined by money. It just depends upon what your focus is. If you're a jerk, then you just become a jerk with the money if you get some, you know? But otherwise it doesn't.
There's a difference between wealth and materialism.
Yeah.
And many people confuse the two. They assume that wealthy people have to spend as though they're wealthy. Otherwise, why do you have it? And that's not
She
true.
just
at
had a
all.
light bulb moment. I saw it.
I did.
She just had a light bulb
I
moment.
feel like crying because it's like it's opening something up, you know?
That's great.
It is.
I just saw you see it. Did you see yourself see it?
I did.
Yeah. That's so good.
I wish I had a follow-up on that. Something went wrong. Try again. It says it's still recording live, so I'm going to go ahead and proceed and hope. Everything that could try this AM has tried. Well, this PM, I apologize. All right. I learned of Valerie by the book 40 Money Mantras. And that was during a full moon party with a friend I had met at work. It was right after I had started asking the universe some questions and getting some answers. It's also around the time I had started studying African religion. She handed me the 40 Money Mantras book. I looked at the first few. She said you could take it home, look at it. And I brought it back to her, and then I ordered my own personal book. For the first mantra, if you don't know what a full moon party is, it's where new moon is where you set intentions for 30 days. And the full moon is where you are what I call box shadowing. You are boxing your shadow. You write down anything that has been hindering you from you getting to your next level, conscious-wise, or in your life. So at these parties, we did that. And then also we would discuss spells, we would discuss our books that we were reading at that time, and we would exchange information with each other. And I'll leave a book recommendation list in the description. So I set my first manifestation jar. If you don't know what a manifestation jar is, you start reading. And in my manifestation jar, I put day 1, which was consciousness. I am the whole universe. As an immortal being of infinite power, infinite love, and infinite wisdom, I come home to the truth of my being and know I am an infinite, continuous, ever-expanding stream of consciousness manifesting as immense good, extreme riches in all desirable forms and experiences. Infinite wealth and supernatural surplus in every moment. For this I am grateful, so mote it be. Praise God. I ended up meeting Valerie in Miami, Florida for one of her retreats. She signed my book. Dear Denelzia, life is your bitch, work it. Honey, I've been working that bitch ever since. She signed all my books. Dear Denelzia, love is your guiding light. I bought this one after when she created it. This one wasn't created at that time. And then she signed my 40 Money Spells book. I got a bunch of books by her. But she's worked in human resources for American Express, financial operations, labor relations, and nothing but love. Highly recommended. Let's see here. She studied under Ayana Van Zant and Inner Visions for Spiritual Development, and Ayanna Vanzant. And most of y'all know at least who she is. She's wrote a multitude of books that I've read as well before even meeting Valerie and knowing that they knew each other. So she studied under her for 2 years. I did take a little side note here. I wanted to recommend a few books. 40-Day Prosperity Plan by John Randolph. And ACIM is called Course in Miracles. We went through that all last year. If you are not at your highest consciousness level, higher conscious level, I advise reading that book as well. She does have videos. They lasted 365 days. She's got one for each day, and she's got them saved on her YouTube channel. Now listen, I ain't got it all together. I know, like, car issues, home issues, plumbing, the water heater going out, furnace, air conditioning, garage, children, being to the point where food stamps, to go get groceries. I've been there. I have been there. I know people next door, they trying to scrape together how they can afford diapers. So I'm not really sure of this concept where us as human beings think we have it all together, or pretend or perpetrate that we have it all together. Like, somebody on a website one day was like, you have an Android and not an iPhone. You worried about the wrong shit. Whatever money, I'm not going to spend it giving it to an iPhone. I'd rather use that on creating books, ordering my own books, traveling, making music, buying new instruments, putting that towards anything else besides somebody else's pocket. We don't have our own stuff, but we supporting other people's stuff. And bro, doing it. Why? There's a whole big world out there for us to visit, to look at, to walk across, and we're not even claiming it because we're too busy being consumers and not creating. And your freedom lies in your magnificent creations. People using their 401ks for emergencies. Let's see here. By the time you get, we all know, and I ain't that person at the front of the store, you know, is over 65 years old, greeting people coming through the door at the grocery store. I don't want to be. Do you want to be? I'm not down on them. Everybody got a job to do. Or do you? Or do you just think you do? Or is it built in your mind that you do? Your outer world is a reflection of your inner mind. I'm working to change my outer world. Matter of fact, listen. As soon as the sun come back out and I'm done with this, I got yoga, honey. There's a 5-day yoga challenge coming up. I can't wait to find out more information about it so I can be involved in it. Let's see. So some of the books I own, Spiritual Badassery, Decode Yourself, Spellcrafting for the Christian Rich, No Excuse Manifesto, Dark Night of the Soul, and Why You're Stuck. That Why You're Stuck is going to change your whole entire world. God is in love with you. And the Christian Witches Manifesto, and then also the Christian Witches Prayer Book. Right now I'm reading Hinds Feet, with Heinz Places, and I'm gonna do that a separate video for that one in regards to storytelling, to give you a little snippet of that. Let's see. I was just in class last night for my Temple of Light and Love learning. We talked about love last night as well, and a few other things. But I just wanted to come on here and say, you don't have to stay mentally where you are. When I first started this journey, I was depressed. Drinking every day, high when I could afford it, Mary Jane or something. I was definitely a lot bigger than now at 415 pounds. And even though I'm not skinny mini, which I have actually never wanted to be, but I might reconsider. I do like a little meat on my bones. But when I say life-changing, depressed for what? Not a victim. God, you're God. You do as the Creator does. You create yourself out of the reality that you're in, and you put yourself into a new one. So I'm gonna end the live on this. It said something went wrong, but hopefully it's all right and I don't have to start it over. And if you did like what you hear, I don't normally do lives, but that was so juicy and convicting and compelling and straight to the point. I was like, I'm gonna come on here and do this live and share with y'all some of the gloriousness that y'all are missing out on. She's an awesome person. Oh, I've got books for sale. The last two deal with consciousness. The 7 African Powers Practices for beginning practitioners. And then I also have I do have a couple of spells. I just casted a spell this past weekend. Didn't even know I was casting one. But it makes sense that I'm reading them, that I'm casting them. So just came to me as natural as could be. I said, oh, well, I just need to go ahead and put this up for sale. And so I've got it for sale on Etsy, and I'll post the link as well. And it's just based off of the knowledge that I have learned in the books that I've read. And I'll post that for sale in the description and in the comments. Thank you for rocking with me. I hope you've enjoyed. May you have a blessed weekend. Mwah. Now I've got to figure out how to turn off the live. Let me see.